Okay, so now you are about 17 or 18, and you're at
Hummel House.
Yeah.
Going to LA City College.
Right.
Working at Paramount after school.
What were you doing at Paramount? Paramount Studios, right?
Right. Fan mail. Learning how to sign names and sign pictures.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's
I was good at Alan Ladd and Betty Hutton.
Really? That was your forte?
Yeah.
So they just gave those to you? That's funny. So that was kind of fun because you got to be with a bunch of young kids, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right. And I'm still living in Hummel House. They didn't boot me out.
Mm-hmm. That's a rooming house.
Yes.
A rooming house.
Mm-hmm. And there were only 5 of us. And Gwen, my roommate, her husband was in the Merchant Marine, and he happened to be home a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, wartime, he'd been gone a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So she was off enjoying him.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that happened in the rooming house when Gwen was there, she came out, and I always slept in the nude. She came and woke me up one night and said, come in the bathroom with me. Hurry, there's a man in our rooms. God, I bailed out of bed and went. She gets in the bathroom and she said, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? I said, well, let's go around. And Christine Spurgeon had this little room under the eaves. I said, Chris, wake up. There's a man in our room. She says, has he got a friend?
That's nice.
Well, it was the wind blowing. We had a curtain across the closet, and we had all the doors, the windows open. It was a hot night, and it was blowing all the curtains and just making enough noise to sound like footsteps.
Oh, my God.
And we had a little veranda. I don't know how she thought the guy was going to climb up there, but anyway, that was one of the funnies. There were a lot of them. Maryann Morningstar was an actress, per se. And she was studying at the college. She was quite a bit older than me. Most of them were. And she bought a bottle of vodka one night and decided they were going to come in and tell stories. And I was hysterical listening to these stories. I didn't drink. I didn't even try it because I never had.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like the taste of it. First time I think I had a drink was with Kay at wherever we were. Slapsy Mac Groves and Blooms, where you took me on my first date. But I'm jumping ahead of myself.
Okay.
I met several of us at the rooming house. Went to see Gene Krupa.
Mm-hmm.
And I always thought the plating was this huge big place. Well, Kay and I went back there, and it's like about the size of this room.
I thought it was big, too.
It's really not when you go back.
Wow.
And if you remember the pillars in there, and you could stand on the edge. So I had jumped up there and was standing there. And Corey walked up to me and asked me to dance. And he was so polite. And of course, he was an officer. And I wouldn't date anybody else but that. I'm snot. Really, I was bad. Wasn't bad, but I was a snob. In a way, I still am in many ways.
A little snotty. Go ahead.
No, snobby. Anyway, he came up and asked me to dance, and then he took me home. He came back a couple of times, and then I didn't see him for a long time. And then we were going. I don't know. I was in bed. I was in bed reading, and he called and said he was in town and could we date. Well, then we were steady from then on. And then he left in February and was...
So the war wasn't going on then, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
VJ Germany had... VJ Day was in full bloom.
VJ Day, but not... which came first? VE Day or VJ
No.
Day? I thought VE Day
No.
came first. No?
No, the war was still on.
Okay.
Both of them. Anyway, I can remember Roosevelt died while I was working at Paramount, because I can remember I sit there crying.
Okay.
Because Roosevelt was the thing. Flora was a Democrat through and through. Hated Lincoln, let me tell you.
Oh, wow.
I mean, pretty bad.
Nobody hates
bad.
Lincoln.
Where was I? Oh, so anyway, he left, and then when we started dating, And then I got a letter from him asking me to come to Virginia, that his mother was coming and would I come and visit. Well, I took the letter and went to Flora. I didn't have any money. I knew I had money, but she had to get it out as my custodian, an attorney was my no, she was my custodian. She was my guardian.
Right.
He was my custodian.
Yeah.
He would charge the money. And he was in her pocket, or she was in his pocket, whatever. She could get money from him anytime she wanted. Anyway, she got out $300 and I went to see him. Well, I waited and waited and waited. I was ready to take my money and buy a ticket and go home because I didn't hear from him. He wasn't there. Same thing happened on my date that I went to in Marshfield when he was going to take me to the Mission Inn. I was ready to get on the bus. Matter of fact, I bought my ticket to go home, back to my room because he didn't show. And I thought, well, this is it. Well, then when I got to Virginia, I thought, well, it's a long way to come to get dumped.
Yeah.
That's not what I thought. I was pretty hysterical, quite frankly. Many things happened on that trip.
Well, but the reason he didn't show was because he was out of the
No,
country.
he could get his car running both times.
He didn't call? Well, I guess you couldn't call, right?
No, he finally called the one in Virginia, I guess he thought, knew I was going to go. And I was sleeping. I had taken my coat and wadded up and was sleeping because I got there early in the morning. But I was in Richmond around 7, so it was about maybe 9:30. So anyway, he showed up. And he showed me to my room, and I said, "Where's your mom?" She said, "Well, he's not coming." I said, "How come?" I told her not to. I said, "Why?" He said, "Because I want to get married, and she won't let me."
Oh, you're kidding. Wow.
She was 20, I was 19.
Wow.
We couldn't get married there. I found a letter this morning, Sandy. I don't know whether I brought it in with me or not. I grabbed a bunch of stuff. Part of it's probably anyway.
What did it say?
I had gotten a letter from Ralph, and I wrote a letter and put in it that he gave his permission for me to get married. It's in there.
Wow.
I'll put it in.
But
my
you had
book.
But when he said this to you, did you have any idea that you were going to get married? I mean, did he ever say, will you marry me?
He asked me, and he's in the room and showed me the wedding ring he had bought.
That's it, huh?
That was it.
Well, that's a
And
different
we
thing.
went to the PX, and he said, "Will you buy me some white shorts? I don't like the khaki." I'll never forget that.
Really? You had to buy him white shorts? You didn't like khaki ones?
And you know what? We had all our laundry done in the laundromat, or in the laundry. There's no way to wash your clothes. I mean, everything came such starched. My underwear.
Okay, but it was
how do you pull your panties apart?
Oh, no. It's all starched? Ugh.
They weren't nylon then, they were rayon. They were hideous.
Yeah. So who stood up for you? Where'd you get married? Where?
We got married at Langley Field in the chapel there, and his Stu Armbrust, his best friend, stood up with him, and I don't remember her name now. His his radar man's wife, stood up with me, and Gene Center gave me away. So that they stayed in our lives forever. Carol, their firstborn, is our godchild, and Karen was their godparent.
Okay. So, all right, so you got married, and then where did you live?
We lived there in Hampton Roads.
Is that Virginia?
In Virginia. We used to go to eat at the Acapulco Inn.
I've got to ask this. Did you get to Virginia on the bus? You took a bus all the way
and it was
from L.A. to see him.
Yes.
So it was like 4 days. Oh,
and madness. Everybody wanted to get on that bus, and we were in Albuquerque, New Mexico, out in the middle of nowhere, seriously, at that time. And nothing but Indians all around. And I'm trying to get on the bus, and they're not going to let me. And this sailor grabbed my hand, and he said, "Sis, get on the bus. I'm not going to wait for you any longer." That's how I got a seat on the bus.
Wow.
And the last journey, I sat in somebody's lap. There was no seat.
Oh, my God. So when you got there and you didn't see him around, or didn't, that must have, you thought, oh my God. That
Yeah,
must have been-
where am I?
Yeah. In the middle of nowhere.
I
right?
remember in St. Louis paying a quarter to get a shower, and on the shower it said no black.
Oh,
Drinking fountains,
yeah.
whites only. I hated it.
Yeah, Virginia. Virginia
you know, I was
like
from
that.
Los Angeles. On the trolley coming from Richmond in the rain,
Mm-hmm.
this little man came with his hoe and his shovel. He was muddy and dirty, and he asked the conductor if he could just stand in the wheel well, get to the rear of the bus. So he has to walk through all this crowd of airmen in their uniforms, all wet and dirty, because of this stupid law.
Yeah. That was in Virginia. Yeah.
We watched an old man fall in the street,
Mm-hmm.
and he was trying to get up. And his bumper came along, pushed him back down.
Okay.
Corey was out of that car, and Stu made him a big knife. He came out of that car with that knife, and he told that, you ever do that again, you're going to have balls enough to do anything.
Mm.
Don't ever let me see you mistreat a human being. Oh, I don't know
Corey
why.
was like, that's the way I remember Corey. I thought Corey was a lot like that.
Yeah, he was very. He would defend you to his death.
Yeah,
He would.
yeah. So
You know, it was. He was wonderful. He was.
Mm-hmm.
He was so kind. He was so loving,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't know how to appreciate it because I never learned it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, love is is not something that's
Right.
you're born with. It is not. And to have I probably was loved by Lucy and Amma a lot, but I'm sure I wasn't by Ralph. I know my grandmother adored me, but she didn't know how to show affection.
Mm-hmm.
None of them did.
Yeah.
I mean, when I always climbed in Daddy's lap, always,
Mm-hmm.
and he never refused me. This is Roy.
Mm-hmm.
Never refused me, but I didn't get the
Yeah.
hugs back.
He didn't know how either. He didn't know how either.
I didn't know how.
No, but he didn't either. You know. But
No, because my grandpa.
But
My
Corey-
grandpa
Corey-
was like. No, my grandpa wasn't like that. He was a sweet, loving man.
Yeah. But Corey learned how to love from
Peggy.
his mom,
Yeah.
from Peggy, don't you think?
Oh yeah, not of
Because
course.
she adored him.
You know, when they were in Hawaii, Corey was never allowed to call him Dad.
Yeah. That's
Never.
weird.
Not in
Weird.
front of his friends.
That was weird.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
he-
we're gonna stop. We're gonna take a break.
Okay.